raining at the moment,
Yeah,
which is a
we're
miracle.
lucky.
And our pleasure to welcome you.
Very nice to meet you. Very good.
I'd like to introduce Camilla.
Hello. How are you? Very nice to see you.
Can I also introduce Superintendent Sharon Baker?
Sharon, how,
Met before.
how nice to see you again. It's very nice to have. I know, well, I'm so glad I got here.
Yes, delighted you came for the invitation. It was a bit cheeky.
Well, I couldn't turn it down.
Thank you ever so much.
Well, it's very nice to see you again. I'm looking forward to seeing what's
I would hope so.
Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Goodness. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. I'm sure I've interrupted.
Yeah, that's very good. And I'm here
Hello.
communicating these are our dispatchers here, which I've got, not all, but some of our supervisors here. So yeah, lots of them here. We've got some of us and as well.
Say hello. Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Nice to meet you.
So what you
Yeah, controlling supervisor, yeah. So, yeah, very important role.
are they on a very busy place?
Yes, yes, indeed, yeah. So, yeah, keeping everybody safe.
It's all good. Hello. Nice to see you. So how long have you been here?
I've been here 20 years.
20 years?
Yeah. A couple of different roles that I've
Yeah,
done,
yeah.
but I've been working in the car and leadership team since. Yeah, it's lovely. You
It's
enjoy
a long time anyway, isn't
it? It
it?
is a long time, but I do enjoy it, yeah.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I'm sure you wouldn't stay so so long if you didn't.
Yeah,
Hello, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. So how long have you been here for?
Just after 17 years, I've been a force incident manager for about 4 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, really enjoy it. 4 months. Yeah, relatively new to the role there.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you.
It's going to show you
Hello,
some of our
Justin.
systems as well.
How are you? So how long have you been here?
Only 8 months, so
8
a year
months.
and 8
Oh,
months. I'm very new.
So where did you come from?
So I come from the ambulance service,
Yeah.
and then I come into the police, and my family are all police officers
Yeah.
and police, so I thought I'd come over here and yeah, I love it. So we've been here for a while. So
So,
let's take a seat.
Yes,
go
I've
through
heard
a few
this.
things.
So we've got Jasmine today is just going to talk through kind of the day in the life of kind of what the call handler would look like.
Yeah.
So just in general terms around the control room. So here at Avon and Somerset we take 850,000 calls a year. We took in 2025, a lot of calls, yeah. And of those calls, around 350,000 of them are 909 calls and 500,000 are non-emergency 101 calls. So a lot comes through. A lot that you have to deal with. It's a very busy day, isn't it, when you work in control room?
Oh, I hope I'm not stopping.
No, absolutely not. No. So yeah, a lot of calls here, and of the that total volume 850, around 34,000 of them are domestic abuse calls that come through to us here. So a fair percent, high percentage of them. Yeah.
Far too many.
Yeah, far too many. So we have a number of different systems that we use here, lots of ways that we're able to identify vulnerability, lots of ways in which the planners are trained to kind of understand the risk, understand, because sometimes people call and they don't say that it's an emergency, but they've got to use their kind of soft skills and real dig into those calls to understand that actually there is something else that's going on, which Jackson will talk to you about as well. But yeah, a lot, like I say, a lot of calls coming in. We have some national targets that we have to achieve as well in control rooms across the country. So we have to answer 999 calls, 90% of them within 10 seconds. Within 10 seconds, 90%. And Avon and Somerset, 97% we performed last year, which was actually second in the country in terms of answering 9. So we've been performing really, really well. And then with 101 calls, we have to answer, it's more of an abandonment rate, so you can't abandon any more than 5%, and in Avon and Somerset last year it was 4.7. So we answer them 101 within 50 seconds on average, so really quick, and 999 is 1 second it takes us to answer a 999 call on average.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah. So I don't know, did you want to just kind of talk through what a day in the life of a call handler looks like? I don't know, Mark, would you like to listen to a call?
Yes, I'd
Possible?
love to.
Yeah, so if you pop this one, we can just hold it up to your own procedure. It's just a little snippet of really of what we sort of deal with.
Lovely.
It's not too long when you're ready. Just give you a bit of an idea how we start off a call.
Only a short call now.
Not too long. So that's sort of the idea of sort of calls we do get into the control. We can pop that down for you. And then what would happen is then we'd open up a call script. So like Tara was saying, within the first sort of couple of seconds we try to figure out what's happened, just to try and figure out how to open the call card and what grading it is needed. And normally we can sort of tell that within the first sort of 10-15 seconds, and as we go through the call script then we can ask more questions, and that will just obviously determine how we sort of grade the logs and what we can do to help them. So this is sort of our screen, so this will pop up and it's all a bit, lots of different colours on the map, which shows exactly where they are. Traffic officers are going to be from based on our map, we can see who's around, what officers are around. Sometimes if they're unable to tell us where they are, there are different systems where we can see from previous calls, or if we got some sort of easting. Yeah, so we have different systems where we can pop mobile numbers in, and they sort of pop up on the map, and then we can geo-base to there, as well as previous calls where they've called from before, and we'll sort of dig in and look into sort of background and find something, even from the mobile number they're calling on, who their provider is, where they're registered as well. There's lots of different ways that we can find somebody if they are unable to tell
You
us.
send something right.
Yeah, so what will happen is we'll go through the call script. So it normally it just does require immediate attendance. So that is when idea of what's happening, so we know what to expect and what we need to do. And we do that for an officer safety point of view
Yes,
as well, because
yes.
obviously we're deploying those officers.
Yeah.
So the system gives us flags and markers and warnings around vulnerabilities. So you know, if we've been a previous DA victim before, the likelihood is we're going to have some information on our system that allows us to grade that higher, so we can get people there quicker because we know
But
the
sometimes
vulnerabilities
the
involved.
calls must be very frightened, so it must
Yeah,
be difficult getting
it is
information out of them.
Yeah, it can be difficult, which is why on some people's addresses we have things called object markers. So if there is ongoing domestic or they're known to have sort of issues, we come up with an object marker. So as soon as they call or they give their address, it'll pop up and say this person's involved, and then it gives us a bit more of an idea. If they ring up and they're being a little bit quiet or not able to say much, it might make us understand that there is somebody there, which is why they can't speak, and they do need assistance, even though they might not have asked for it. And we do have other techniques as well. If people aren't able to speak, you say press 5 on your keypad, and one of the main ones as well people do is order a pizza or fast food, just
Yes.
to sort of yes or no questions, so we
Yes.
can ask the questions,
Yes.
they can answer, get some sort of idea. Simple questions is, are you safe, are you injured, are
Yes.
you hurt, and we will go through that with them. And then it will be able to, if they say they're not safe, we can advise them, can you get to a safe place, go behind a locked door or push something in front of the door to try and separate them from whoever is causing that issue there. And then we go through the call script, all this information has been relayed straight away over to our dispatchers, and they'll be on the phone to sort of our officers saying this is what's happening. As well as that, if they say they're injured, we're able to get in contact with ambulance and get an ambulance arranged for them, go to their address. It's just all about keeping them safe, and obviously like you said, in that situation it can be extremely stressful and upsetting. It's all about keeping them calm and speaking to them and making
So
sure
just
that,
keep talking.
yeah, exactly, making sure we're there. I mean, unfortunately recently I did have quite a big job that a female called up and she was just about to the house over her address before she was then unable to carry on communicating with us. The phone was active, so we could still hear everything that was happening. So I carried on speaking to them. I didn't know at the time if they could hear me or not, but it felt right to sort of give that re-encouragement, make sure we knew we were coming, and we did get there, and she did actually write in to say thank you, and appreciate it.
Well, that's
and
nice.
it was
I was going to make
Yeah.
sure she mentioned that bit, because
Yes.
sometimes we're not very good at. But this victim had written in, especially to say thank you for everything you did. If it
Well,
wasn't
that's
for
very
you,
nice
I've listened
because
back to that call.
Shows
yeah.
shows how much
Yeah.
you're appreciated.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it does make a big difference. So, but yeah, then we just carry on through the call script. If there's any weapons, describe or name the suspect, so we can get as much information as possible. And that's again, even vehicle details, anything like that, just to give us something to go off. And of course, just making sure whether they're the only people in the house, if there's children involved, even if there's animals there, just to get an idea of really what's happening at the house. And then we pass it all over to our dispatchers, and then they can grade it and get our officers there as soon as they can to help them see what's going on.
And depending on, again, what's mentioned in that call.
All the time.
Yeah, so we're 24/7. I think
Yeah.
people think, 101 shuts overnight, but it's not. It's 24/7. There's always somebody here to answer those calls, and we're here to help the public and do what we can to help them. So yeah.
Do a brilliant job.
It's a book.
Thank you for showing it to me.
Coming.
Would you like to go?
Very important call. I feel terrible. Sorry. So you're going to show me what?
Yeah. So this is East Somerset, it's the biggest patch we've got in Avon and Somerset.
Yeah.
It's been reasonably busy this morning.
I'm sure most mornings are busy, aren't they?
No, it can be, a Wednesday can be quiet, or a Wednesday can be very busy, or Thursday can be busy, vice versa. You never know, no 2 days are the same. So we're currently at what we call immediate logs, which are the blues and twos that go across the county. We've got 6 immediates there. We're the resourced, we've got units en route or units on scene. A couple of domestics there, a couple of road-related jobs. Unfortunately, we had to take somebody under the Mental Health Act this morning as well, Section 136. So, but it's all going smoothly at the moment.
Touch wood.
Touch wood. They're coming from miles away. Sometimes it's a bit of an issue trying to get local units to go. So we've got people going from Yeovil to the other side of the county.
Goodness,
So 40-minute ETA.
trying to get them all
To
the right place.
doing the right thing, keeping people safe. And, yes.
doing an incredible job. So how long have you been here?
I've been in dispatch 8 years now. Yes, thoroughly enjoy it. It's rewarding.
You can never be bored.
No, it's never. No, like I say, no 2 days are the same. So it's it's rewarding job.
Yeah.
Yes, I recommend it to anybody.
Fascinating.
If you ever get short of something to do, you're more than welcome to come and join us.
I'll come in. Anyway, it's very nice.
And to meet you, thank
Ian
you.
also wears 2 hats in this organisation. So Ian was our Special Constable of the Year last year.
Can we go forward?
See. So what do you do? Oh, dear. That's difficult.
It's difficult than this,
Yeah.
but a very small.
Yeah. Well, that's good to hear. Good morning.
Morning.
Hello. So you've got these.
Driving school.
Oh, the driver. Yeah, that must be interesting.
It's a tough job. Manchester.
How are you? It's very nice. Nice to see you here. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. So how long have you been here?
31 years.
Oh, goodness. People seem to stay here for a very long time.
They do.
Yeah. They get you ready, don't let you go.
There's a lot of pressure on people that might not do.
No, well, I've
Have to do.
And Officer Wax.
Yes.
Good morning. How are you?
Thank you.
Hello.
Morning, actually.
How are you? What is your job?
I work in forensics.
Forensics.
Yeah.
Like, no. Do you have to sort of pass some sort of exam?
Yes, yeah, next year.
Next year.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it all goes well. Seeing a lot of people. So you're all, are you all quite local?
Yeah, I live around the corner.
Oh, rather cool. Very good.
That's it, exactly.
Anyway, it's very nice to see you. So,
First, I'll introduce this group who are going to talk about what they've done strategically to improve how we deal with domestic abuse and sexual violence. And then we've got a fantastic survivors group. But while you're here, would you like a drink or something? Okay. Well, I'm going to bring you across to Superintendent Avon.
hello. Nice to meet you.
Thank you for visiting us, firstly, in Avon and Somerset. And as the Chief said, I'm Ed Yaxley. I'm forced leave for rape and serious sex offending. Firstly, I hope you'll excuse us working from notes. We've all been involved in some quite complex work, and we wanted to make sure we've had a chance to really talk about some of the detail we've been in. What we're intending to do over the next few minutes is trace the journey this force has been on since late 2019 to transform our response to rape. And to set out how that learning is now shaping our wider approach to vulnerability and other sorts of serious harm. You'll hear some of the names we've given that work over the years. That's Soteria, so that's the National Programme for Rape. Bluestone, so that's our Force Rape Investigation Unit. Bright Light, which is our local innovation around domestic abuse. And then Investigative Futures, which is broadening that thinking into other crime types. We've been involved since openness, transparency, partnership, academic challenge and a willingness to confront the mistakes of the past. We worked with survivors and the Crown Prosecution Service, independent sexual violence advisors and some genuine world-leading researchers. And we built manages twice as many reports of rape as when we began. And we're now securing 4 times as many charges. Our work helps lay the foundations for the Soteria National Operating. But before I turn to the police colleagues, I'm going to speak now to Sarah O'Leary. She's going to centre us on victims and survivors. Sarah is Chief Executive of SafeLink, which is our local independent sexual violence advisory service, and she's going to outline the impacts this work has had on the people that her team supports.
Are you one of the first police forces to have done this?
Yes, we were what's called a pathfinder for the country, and other forces, of course. That's what's going to be followed.
Hopefully following you on.
Indeed, sir.
Sarah.
Good morning, Your Majesty. At SafeLink, we support survivors through the criminal justice place and beyond. And Soteria has really transformed victim and survivors' experience in Avon and Somerset. It's fair to say we forced Soteria to make sure that survivors remain at the heart of the partnership. And we have really robust processes in place to address concern, and they're treated with the patience and the compassion that they deserve. And officers, we find, have a much stronger understanding not only of the impact of sexual violence but of secondary trauma, how that one phone call or the language they use can trigger someone's trauma. So from what I expected, you, the ISBA and the officer have made me feel so safe, supported and truly listened to. Both your kindness has made a huge difference in my life, whatever happens next.
Well, that's wonderful to hear. It shows us work.
Rather risky approach of leaving my notes in my pocket. I think what we can absolutely see is it's enabled us to be able to transform our outcomes for the most vulnerable people. And now we're holding that mirror up to domestic abuse. Domestic abuse makes up about 20% of our workload, which is significant. And no matter how many times I reel off the stats, I always am never lost on me whilst we have a call every 30 seconds around domestic abuse. Behind each and every call, often there's people who've suffered for years, fear, harm, before they've got the courage to reach out, and we absolutely have to do better. So what we're doing with Bright is we want to put the victim back at the centre of the investigation and the heart, really. Understand the context for people, and then move towards and ensure that we're better at tackling those that perpetrate harm. And the two next to me now are going to start talking about how we're going to change that commitment into real change.
Data, and they'll work on it for 1 to 2 years, and there'll be a report and some academic publishing. They tend to be quite long on diagnosis of the problem and quite short on practical remedies. And I do wonder how many of my colleagues are regularly reading them as well.
My role as project manager for Blue Stone and now Project Bright Light involves facilitating the conditions.
So we'd love to present you with these.
Oh,
So it's great for you. So it's, you know, you will be listened to, and at the heart of the pledge is you will be believed, and we will support you. Which is you know, that's, I hope you've heard that today. So maybe we're just going to take if you wouldn't mind, take a photo. Present to our team.
All happy, doctors, so we don't need this. Three.
Hello. You're all the police community, the different uniforms. And it's very nice to see you all here today. Bye. There we are. Bye, Tim. Nice to see you. So I've got only a finger. How are you? Hi. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.